All right, everyone. Welcome to the 187 District Court. To those who are by Zoom, these are the rules. To the inmates, you're not allowed to use the chat box. If you use the chat box, you'll be sent back to your cell, and we will be able to see you in probably 30 to 60 days. So let's not do that. Today is Thursday. It's not Monday. Let's not try to turn this Thursday into a difficult Monday. So to all of the attorneys, you can see that Brittany Sparks is here by herself today. So let's not rush her. She will get to you as soon as possible. Again, it's Thursday. Everybody put some patience in your pocket. And your Thursday cannot be as bad as the Thursday that they're having in Sandburg, Texas, because it's my understanding they've been without running water for 30 years. And that is in Texas, located in the United States of America. So send prayers to them because they don't have any bottled water either. All right, so I'm going to call the docket. If you're here, let me know you are here. If you do not let me know you're here, I'm going to assume you're not, and a warrant will be issued for your arrest. To people who are on this front row right behind the attorneys, if you could move to a row behind, please. Raymond Amaya. Thank you. Eric O. All right, that case was reset. Clinton Bradley. Thank you. Ralph Reyes. Ralph Reyes. Christopher Chandler.
We'll confer, Your Honor.
Thank you. Nicholas Herrera. Thank you. Christopher Godoy. Christopher Godoy, Godoy. Victor Collins. Thank you. Jay, you didn't answer for Nicholas Herrera. Are you on that as well?
I am, Your Honor. I'm sorry.
Okay. All right, thanks. I thought he would feel, a little lonely. You didn't stand up for him. Troy Lee. Thank you. LaPrentice County. David Rodriguez. Troy Lee. Sarah Clements. Thank you. Rosemary Diaz. Rosemary Diaz. David Sines. All right, thank you. Jacob Perez. Jacob Perez. Blake McCloy. Blake McCloy. Juan Garcia Sanchez. Isaac Lowe. Isaac Lowe. Fernando Menchaca. All right, thank you. And where's Mr. Burke? All right. Mr. Burke is not on the docket. He should be. Could I have the file on him, Matthew Burke? Thank you. All right, is there anyone here whose name was not called? All right, everyone, here are the rules of the court. I know a lot of times we don't read, but there's a sign to my left. So attorneys, when you want to approach, you need to get the file from the clerk. The clerk will place the file up here, and then please take your seat. I will call you and call you up. I'm trying to keep the well of the court as uncongested as possible. So everyone, please confer. Deputy Laura, Deputy Laura, do you have your charger? Thank you. Mr. Burke? Yes, it's come forward, please. All right, Mr. Burke, your attorney said that they'll be available next week, so we're gonna call you back on June 21st.
June 21st.
Yes, you're gonna get a reset form. Just give us a moment, okay? Thank you.
I need to look if I can see it. I haven't. I had really.
Can you give Mr. Burke a reset form for the 21st? Yeah.
Oh, it's 21, 21, 836. But it's still in front of them. And so sunglasses and quarter. Oh, sorry, sir. I didn't know you were behind me.
Are you able to hand me the file on David signs? Thank you. Could you use the file on David signs? Thanks.
The videos online, so plug it in.
Mr. Sines, can you unmute for me, please?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Mr. Sines, what is the status of drug court? Did drug court interview you?
I've already been interviewed, ma'am, on the 3rd of this month.
All right, probation, what is the status of felony drug court for Mr. Sines?
Your Honor, drug court denied, he didn't meet the criteria.
All right, do you have the documentation on that so I can see the reason why?
The official documentation has not come through yet. That is from the coordinator. They're working on getting the documentation, hence forward and everything.
Okay.
But we do know for a fact that he didn't meet the criteria.
Okay. All right, Mr. Sines, what we're going to do is we're going to call you back on June 21st. To figure out what's the next step for you since felony drug court did not accept you, okay?
Okay, ma'am.
Yes.
I went to court on the 31st and you were not present. There's a substitute in for you. And
Yes.
I was released on felony drug probation.
No, you've been on probation. However, you're supposed to be in some type of treatment facility. So you're either supposed to be in felony drug court or some facility because you have a drug or alcohol problem. Okay, so let me just see. Just give me a moment.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Hello.
I have this documentation, the email from drug court, if you wanted to
Oh,
see
okay,
it.
awesome. Thank you.
This one.
Because I was just gonna send them an email.
I don't remember. I had it. I wrote it down in a piece of paper. I think it's
Okay.
Ed.
Let me send the coordinator email and find out. All right, thank you.
Yes, yes. I knew. Older brothers. Someone's father and my sister's father. You know, so generally, I haven't
Has Mr. Sines?
Yes, ma'am.
From reading everything, you still have a motion to revoke pending. From looking at everything, they were going to withdraw the motion if you were accepted in felony drug court, but you have not been accepted into felony drug court. So your motion to revoke is still pending. So just give us a moment and we will see what's going on.
Yes, ma'am.
what has been affected from getting it wrong. Because I know you guys need someone to talk to verify that I need that. I'm saying, if I can get a. They don't know. That's the thing. HR needs something. I mean, you give me like 2 minutes, I can what I'm going to figure what I pulled out during others.
Celine Hargett. Is this person in custody? All right.
On the white noise stand approach, you go click on this.
Sorry, we can go back on.
That's all I have on your docket in my Excels.
Oh, just a moment. I have to do your recent date.
Oh, yes.
People always want to leave without doing the recent.
Sorry, Judge, I'm in like 4 courts today.
All right, we're gonna recall this for July 11th.
Oh, Judge, I'm out the 11th and 15th. I have my vacation notice on Friday.
State, how much time are you asking for, you and the defense?
30 days would be fine, but
So we will put you all then for July 25th.
I'm sorry, Judge July,
I'm sorry, not July 25th. Today is a Thursday. We're gonna put you on July 28th.
July 20th.
Yes.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, can you give them a reset form for July 28th, please?
Everybody has a second.
And then, Charlotte, who do you need to speak with?
Oh, I don't need to speak with anyone this morning.
All right, I received an email stating that you needed to speak with someone on the docket. And first to send you a Zoom link to speak with someone on the docket. So who is the person you need to speak with?
The only arrangements that I made was with Charles Kimbrough yesterday for County Court 12. I'm not too sure.
The email I have says, hello, I need the following inmate to be scheduled tomorrow, June 16th. Adrian and a Spanish interpreter from 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. So do you still need to speak with
Yes,
Lizzie Rodriguez?
actually. Okay, so no, okay, so it's not me. I'm not the case manager. It would be Adrian, and that's going to be for 11 o'clock this morning with the Spanish interpreter
All right, thank you.
at 11 a.m. Thank you.
You're
Bye-bye.
welcome. Bye-bye.
Morning, Your Honor.
Good morning.
I have Raul Gary. It's the first setting. It's a first degree habitual. I'm still obtaining discovery on the case.
Okay, let me ask you this. Did you have the file pull?
Pardon?
Did you have the file pull?
No, I'm sorry, I did not.
Then attorneys, if you want to approach, get the clerk to pull the file. And then have a seat and I'll call you as soon as we're ready. Here, sure, you know this is not the first time you've been here,
Judge, I have 5 cases this morning. I'm
Yeah.
trying to get them all done.
but you know.
I have
Brenda, do you see what page Celine is on? Hargett.
Yeah, it's page 8, the very last one.
All right, thank you. Paul Gary. Where's Paul Gary?
in custody, Judge.
All right, is he unable to hear me?
He can hear, right? Judge can hear.
Paul Gary.
Oh, Raul.
Oh, well, come forward. All right, what is happening with this case?
Judge, it's first setting. It's a first degree habitual. I'm still in the process of obtaining all the discovery on the case. There's a bunch of videos I need to still pull off and look at and go from there.
All right, state, on this case, are the videos uploaded into the system?
Just for have a minute to check. Right?
Yes.
Oh, Raul Gary. G-A-R-A-I. I think they have been, Judge. I pulled off the documents, but I haven't had time to run all the videos.
see that there's 6 videos uploaded, so I don't know if that's everything.
I don't know if you're not either.
There's 6.
Okay. All right, we're gonna come back on July 7th. Yes,
I'm sorry. Is it okay that I hire an attorney instead?
Yeah, you can hire whoever you want to hire.
I mean, it's just simple as it is, because last week we had a conversation and my family feels that Mr. Cherwick is,
here's the thing. Let me stop you right there.
I'm sorry.
And let me tell you why I'm stopping you. The rules of this court is we treat everyone with respect. I don't care what you do for a living. I don't care if your job is to remove gum from the sidewalk. You're charged with an offense. Sometimes people don't like what their attorneys tell them.
Yes, ma'am.
And if you want to hire another attorney, you're more than welcome to do so. But if you're hiring an attorney, that attorney needs to be here on July 7th. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so we're gonna have you sign the reset form. All right,
I was just wondering.
you are more than welcome to hire whomever you wish to hire.
Thank you, Judge. Have a good day.
Thank you, you too. Deputy Laura Garay can go back. And Nora, Mr. Sines needs an attorney appointed to represent him. Here you go. All right, who's the attorney for Juan Antonio Garcia Sanchez?
That's me, Your Honor.
All right, so we need a Spanish interpreter.
Yes, Judge.
Yes. All right. Can you have one call for a Spanish interpreter?
If you'd like to approach Judge, we'll get a chance.
All right, as soon as the Spanish interpreter is here. For anyone who has an attorney who needs an interpreter, I mean, a client who needs an interpreter, you need to let us know so that person can be called. We can't proceed without the interpreter. When is he gonna see that? Well, it's just he's on there. They'll have to step out of the hallway and do it. Yeah. The state will have to step from the back and do it, but if he's in jail. In order for him to communicate. I mean, if you want, I can call it next week. Yeah. This is gonna be, what is this issue? Yeah, let's call it for next week. Let me see the file. Brianna St. John, will you come forward, please? When do you want to recall this? All right, your case is being recalled for June 23rd. Your attorney is out ill, okay? That's to the file on Corey Senior. Senior, and it's senior. Should that just be senior? So this is. Oh, that was. Okay, why are you here?
This is just not my name, Watkins Maggie.
I'm sorry,
I
what?
want to call Watkins Maggie.
What's your name?
Maggie Watkins.
All right, just have a seat in the box, okay?
You might be on my name.
I'm sorry?
Call my name.
Oh, no, have a seat now.
No, I did not.
Yes, it's me.
Oh.
All right, is Corey Senior here? Deputy Laura, was Corey Senior brought over or no? All right, thank you. And who is the person who needs the interpreter?
She's present.
All right, you ready to proceed?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, if you can come forward. Juan Antonio Garcia Sanchez.
What do you want to do?
Yes, I want him up there, yeah, in the center. Good morning. How are you doing today? All right. And could I see a prosecutor? I'm trying to see what page he's on. Brenda, do you see Garcia Sanchez? She's on the recall. All right, court is calling 2019 CR 6322, State of Texas versus Juan Anthony Garcia Sanchez. Could I have parties announced for the record for the state,
Michelle Hayden for the state.
for the defense?
Good morning, Your Honor. Albert Flores from Mr. Garcia Sanchez.
And are you Juan Antonio Garcia Sanchez?
Yes.
All right, and we have an interpreter here. Good morning. If you could raise your hand for me. Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth? I'm sorry. I'm thinking you're testifying and you're not. All right, do you solemnly swear or affirm you will faithfully translate from English into Spanish and from Spanish into English? So help you God.
I do, Your Honor.
Thank you. And you can lower your hand if you could state your name for the record, please.
Carmen Tarragona Sáenz.
So we are here today. The discovery acknowledgement has been signed. All discovery has been received, and this was reset for trial for May 31st. Has an offer been tendered?
Yes, Your Honor.
And has your client rejected that offer?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, your plea deadline date has expired. The court will not accept any plea bargain agreements in this case. Ms. Ferguson, I need a jury trial date, please.
Judge, we actually have to make the court aware of an issue that came up. The last time this case was set, the state spoke with an officer involved in this case with Live Oak Police Department, who informed us that there was another officer at the scene that spoke with the victim, who's also a potential outcry witness. His name is not listed on any of the reports. As soon as we found out this information, we let defense counsel know who that officer was. It turns out that the defense counsel actually represents this former officer on a federal case that he's got pending. This former officer also has several criminal cases pending at the DA's office, but another attorney represents them on those cases. So because there's a potential conflict of interest with defense representing both the defendant and a witness on this case, we felt that the court should look into this and possibly have a hearing to determine how we should proceed and let those individuals know that there is this conflict of interest.
Well, the only case that the court has jurisdiction is this case. So the question becomes whether or not the defendant in this case wishes to waive the conflict.
Your Honor, if I may, we were set for trial, I think it was a couple of weeks ago. I was informed on the morning of trial that this new officer came in to the picture. We were ordered by the judge at that time to interview that officer to see what he knew. Turns out he knows a lot. He was the first responding officer. So the big question I have is, why is he not listed on any reports? Why are there no reports? And what he's told me, and later confirmed by a different officer, is that everybody was wearing body cams on that day, and no videos have been made discoverable to us. And I think the prosecution has been saying that they don't have any. If we do have a hearing, and I would request a hearing, I would ask that all those officers be present to explain how and where and why these procedures were.
I understand your question, but here's my question. Does the defendant wish to waive any conflict that exists? Because the conflict is his issue to waive. So is he waiving conflict? Does he want to keep you with an attorney? Because what we will not be doing is we will not have a jury trial scheduled and then have all of a sudden for the defense attorney to say, yeah, it's a conflict and I'm leaving.
I completely agree, Judge, and I've been consulting with different people on this issue. And I think the information I received is that there's conflicts on both sides. I have a conflict with another client, I have a conflict with this client. While it's waivable, it's not advisable that I do that because they're able to come back anyway if something goes wrong.
No,
And
if he waives the conflict, then he is not able to come back.
my second issue is this, Judge. I don't know that I have enough information to advise him on that. I think we could do that after the hearing to determine what these issues are, what the discovery issues are. And then with additionally, I've already spoken to him. I've explained to him the idea that he may have to eventually get another lawyer. Obviously, he's not a man of means, but he said he's making his efforts to try and do that, Judge. So while the delay would be it would be a short one to resolve these issues.
This case has 11 settings. So what I'm telling you, the first issue that needs to be decided is whether or not he's waiving conflict. Ms. Ferguson, bring this case back on July 7th. Yes.
Excuse, Your Honor.
You need to get a reset form. Thank you so much.
My pleasure, always may I be excused.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, ma'am.
Jason Reeves. Jason Reeves.
Morning, Judge.
Good morning. What is happening with this case?
Judge, there is a child safe video that I need to make an appointment with the state to review. I filed my pre-trial motion, but I just noticed that there's a child safe video that needs to review.
All right. He's saying that there's a child safe video.
Yes.
Is that the only outstanding discovery issue?
I believe so, Judge. I think I've seen everything else except that child safe video.
All right, where's this case heading as far as disposition?
At this point, I don't know because I want to watch that video.
All right, and has an offer been tendered?
It has.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, I'll need a reset for this for next month for trial, and then your trial date will be also your key deadline date.
Is it the next month?
Yes. All right, July 19th is your trial date and your plea deadline date.
Thanks, Judge.
You're welcome. Get a reset form from the coordinator. Alfredo Puga. Alfredo Puga.
That's this judge.
Where's Alfredo Puga?
It's an off docket matter. It's just for a motion to amend bond conditions.
Yeah, that's I've seen right here.
All right, State, have you reviewed this?
I have, Your Honor. I'm not okay with just tracking, monitoring, but I am okay with work release if we can set the parameters to, you know, the work locations and hours.
All right, the court will do partial GPS for work.
Thank you, Judge.
When is the next court date on this case?
I don't know that it has a date presently, Your Honor.
All
I
right,
think it's
Ms.
gonna
Ferguson? Can you see if there's a court date for 2022 CR 3405, please? All right, could you give it a court date, please? All right. We'll be back on July 12th.
okay, thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. And that will be partial GPS for employment, so he'll have to provide proof of his work schedule.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you. If you'll take that to the back to the clerks.
I think I'm your next two, so I'll hang on to it and then do it.
Thank you. Nicholas Herrera. This is criminal trial division. All right, what is happening with Mr. Herrera?
Judge, we would like to supply some information to the state for their consideration. We had previously given it to intake. Somehow it didn't make it to the file and it's not uploaded, but I think it's relevant information before we go forward with the case. It's relevant to Mr. Herrera's had some mental health issues and some diagnoses that are, I think, are properly should be considered.
And this is not as it relates to any competency issues. All right,
Mr. Herrera is competent.
All right, when are you going to provide this information to the state?
I can probably email most of it in the next couple of days. I think some of it is maybe too voluminous, but we can copy it and somehow get it to them.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, on Nicholas Herrera, can I have a 1-month reset date, please? All right, we're going to come back on July 12th.
Yes.
All right, we're going to come back on July 12th. And at that time, I'll expect you to have provided whatever information you provide to the state.
Yes, sir.
Are there any discovery issues?
I don't think so, Judge.
And state, will you be ready to tender an offer at that time?
Yes.
There is one discovery issue that should be sent, but there's a disk in there that doesn't. I couldn't upload it. So it's that third
Yeah,
attempt.
and we'll burn him a copy of the disc, Judge.
Okay. All right, you'll get a reset form from the coordinator.
Yes.
Okay. Victor Collins.
Judge, this is a civil rights division case.
All right, where is the civil rights division?
They haven't back out to their offices, Judge. I think it's the first setting case. They're just asking for a release. That if you want me to call them back out.
Yes, because I need to know what's going on with this case.
I can tell you where we're at. They are checking to make sure we have all the discovery. And I think that could be finished within the next couple of days as well.
Yeah, you need to have them come down.
Okay.
All right, thank you. And Jay, please take that file to back to the clerks. Don't lose it. Clinton Bradley. Who's the attorney for Clinton Bradley?
I'm here, Judge Robert Gonzalez.
Yes. All right, who's the prosecutor on this? Thank you. Brent, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Let me. All right, the court is calling 2018 CR 2111, State of Texas versus Clinton Bradley. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Brittany Sparks.
For the defense?
Robert Gonzalez.
And are you Mr. Bradley?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, I'm showing you the discovery acknowledgement. Have you received all the discovery in this case and did you review it with your client?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Bradley, I'm showing you what's entitled application for deferred adjudication or community supervision. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you sign it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Next, I'm showing you what's entitled true bill of indictment. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
Yes, Your Honor.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
No, Your Honor, we're moving forward on count 1 and we're going to waive count 2.
Any objections?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Bradley, I'm going to show you what's entitled court admonishments. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand you're charged with theft of a firearm? That's state jail felony. The range of punishment is anywhere from 180 days up to 2 years in the state jail facility and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea bargain agreement. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea bargain agreement and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call and the right to remain silent?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand by entering this plea bargain agreement, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, Your Honor.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea bargain agreement in this case?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand if the court were to grant your application for deferred adjudication, if for any reason your deferred adjudication were revoked, the court could find you guilty, not grant you community supervision, and sentence you up to 2 years in the state jail facility and up to $10,000 fine? Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses to this offense?
He's been fully compliant with all our discussions and we've discussed.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the
Oh, I'm
charges against
sorry.
him?
Yes,
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
yes,
Mr. Bradley, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No, Your Honor.
Has anyone promised you anything other than the plea bargain agreement?
No, Your Honor.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. I'm showing you the plea bargain page. Did you review that page with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
According to the plea bargain agreement, state is proceeding on count one. State recommends deferred adjudication. There's to be restitution, if any, to Christopher Matthew Totse, T-O-S-T-E, and cause number 2018 CR 2111, which is the instant case. Did you understand that to be the plea bargain agreement?
Yes, Your Honor.
Defense is at the plea bargain agreement.
yes, Your Honor. Restitution's been paid.
All right. State is at the plea bargain agreement.
Yes, Judge.
And if restitution has been paid, Mr. Bradley, you'll need to provide proof of that to probation. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Next, I'm showing you the paragraph entitled waiver of appeal. Did you review that paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in both places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, have there been any such motions?
Yes, Your Honor.
Have there been any such motions?
Oh, no, Your Honor, I'm sorry.
Next, I'm showing you outside the plea bargain agreement. The state is requesting that your deferred adjudication be for a term of 4 years. There'll be 120 hours of community service restitution, no contact with Christopher Matthew Totse in cats 1 and 2. Did you understand those are recommendations from the state and the court does not have to follow those recommendations?
Yes, Your Honor.
Then to the offenses charged in count 1, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
I'm guilty, Your Honor.
State, any evidence to support the defendant's guilty plea?
Yes, Judge. State offer State Exhibit 1 and all attachments.
No objection, Your Honor.
Mr. Bradley, I'm showing you what's entitled waiving consent to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state will call and the right to remain silent?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there'll be no live testimony? Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments and review the same. All right, after reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there's sufficient evidence to find you guilty. The court will defer finding of guilt as you apply for deferred adjudication. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Your
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Honor. No, he has no prior felonies or any serious charges.
Mr. Bradley, why are you stealing from your roommate?
I was young. I had no sense of accountability for myself whenever I was that age. And I was
it was in a bad place, and so.
How old are you now?
I actually turned 34 today.
Okay, so this wasn't did this happen 10 years ago? I think not.
No, ma'am, no.
So what do you mean you're young and you didn't?
I'm sorry, Your Honor. I've grown a lot since then. It was a very stupid mistake on my part, and I don't understand why I did it.
Okay, let me just tell you,
Yes, ma'am.
that's not a mistake. That's a choice.
Yes, ma'am.
You know what a mistake is? Here's a mistake for you. I come to court. Brent, are you ready?
Yes, ma'am.
I come to court. I check the weather report. Probably not check the weather report. My mom calls me and tells me it's gonna rain. So I come to court, I bring an umbrella. It's a black umbrella. The person who's sitting next to me, they know it's gonna rain. They bring their black umbrella. I leave the courthouse and it's raining. And I pick up the black umbrella. I'm outside the courthouse. I open the umbrella and my initials are not in that umbrella. It's the person who's sitting next to me. That's a mistake. Here's a choice. My mom tells me it's gonna rain. I don't believe her. I don't listen to that, which would be outside the realm of possibilities because I always listen to her. But let's say I don't. I come to court, I don't have an umbrella. There's a person sitting next to me with the black umbrella. And somebody tells me, Stephanie, it's raining outside. And I know I don't have an umbrella and I don't want to get wet. So I grab that person's black umbrella and I go outside and I go about my day. And you know what that was? That was a choice. That wasn't a mistake. So when you steal, don't tell me it's a mistake. That's you making choices,
Yes.
bad though they may be. You understand?
Yes, ma'am. Completely.
So where do you work?
I'm a manager of the Chili's in Alice, Texas.
Chili.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. What do they put in their Southwestern egg rolls?
Southwestern egg roll.
These are just me, this is for, if I want to make them myself.
It's one of my fiance's favorite. It's black beans, corn salsa, and then some chicken.
There's some kind of special sauce they go in there, Brent. He's not telling me the complete thing. I know y'all have to keep that a secret.
If
That's
you're
okay.
like that, the Southwest chicken soup is really good too.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm gonna try some Southwestern chicken soup.
Yes.
Do you have any children?
No, ma'am, I do not.
All right, so you no longer live in Bear County.
No, ma'am, I do not.
So are you gonna be asking for a transfer?
If it would be possible, Your Honor.
All right, so,
Yes.
all right, and what county is that?
That is going to be Duval County then.
Duval?
Well, I live in Duval, in San Diego.
He lives in Duval.
All right. All right, can everyone please make sure you whisper? Do you have any children?
No, Your Honor.
All right, so this is what the court is going to do. Court is going to sentence you to 4 years deferred adjudication, restitution, if any, to Christopher Matthew Totsi. And my understanding is that he's already paid that restitution in full, so you need to provide proof of that. So until you provide proof of probation, you owe it. You understand?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, Your Honor.
And there's also to be no contact with Christopher Totsi.
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you have any roommates now?
No, Your Honor, I live with my fiance.
All right. 120 hours of community service restitution. 40 of those hours will be waived if you provide proof of the COVID vaccination. The court is not requiring you to get the COVID vaccination, but if you do, or if you have, then 40 of those hours will be waived. Does your fiance have children?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. Cats 1 and 2. Cats 1 and 2 is basically the theft course.
Yes, sir.
I don't know what all they tell you at the theft course. I can give you that course in not 2 sessions, just in 2 seconds. Don't take what doesn't belong to you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And just as a side note, and here's a bonus. If you're invited to someplace and someone asks you to leave, leave. And if you're not invited to someplace, don't go. Don't accept third-party invitations to somebody else's place. You understand?
Yes, sir.
Proof of employment within 15 days. No employment as a home health care provider or with minors. Transfer to Duval County. Regular reporting by Zoom or in person. Regular UAs. If you drug tested today, what are the results?
that would be negative on everything. Your Honor.
All right, here's the thing. Don't come to me that you've done some CDRs or any of that. That's
No,
not
Your Honor.
allowed,
No,
all
Your
right?
Honor, I have nothing.
And don't come to me with the lame excuse that you were around other people who were smoking. You
No, Your
understand?
Honor, never.
All right, so there'll be regular UAs and we'll do field visits one time per month. Probation, is there anything else he needs?
No, Your Honor.
All right, is there anything else you need from the court in order to be successful?
I just have one question, Your Honor.
Yes.
About the community service, would I be able to do that in the county where I live as well?
Once your probation is transferred, you will be able to do that, but your probation is not transferred until it's accepted. You understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, I'm showing you what's entitled trial court certification of defendant's rights to appeal. Counsel,
Thank you.
did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, because this is a plea bargaining agreement, because I followed your plea bargaining agreement, and because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, good luck to you. We can go off the record. So I always wanted to ask people,
Yes.
the earrings, the stretching of the earlobes, does that hurt?
No, I started it, to be honest, I pierced my ears in high school out of a dare from my friends, and my cousin was there and she was like, hey, these are cool new little stretcher things, and it got worse from there. And then after that, they're numb now. You don't feel nothing.
So are you just gonna continue stretching and
Oh,
stretching?
No, ma'am, I'm gonna keep them. I think right here is a good size. I can't do the big huge ones.
Okay, because I've seen people who've decided they no longer want to do that, then they have to go to a surgeon and they do the
Yes, you have
clips
to
to
get
stitch
skin
back.
grafts and,
Yeah.
oh yeah. So,
All right, well, good luck to you probation. We'll go over conditions with you.
thank you very much. Your
You're
Honor.
welcome. Have a great rest of your day.
Thank you so
Okay,
much.
thank you. Yes. All right, the party's on Victor Collins.
More Judge.
Good morning. So what is happening with Mr. Collins?
Well, today, Judge, we're just asking for a reset, and I think that we've tendered all the discovery there is in the case to defense. I'm gonna verify that this afternoon, just to make sure that it's all discoverable. And there's not too much on this case. There's no actual video evidence, so it's mostly just reports and interviews later on.
All right, have you made an offer to defense?
We have not yet.
When are you planning on doing that?
We could probably do that by the week's end this week.
All right, Ms. Ferguson. On Mr. Collins. We want to put this on the same date, the 12th. All right, so we're going to come back on the 12th. On the 12th, I expect there to be no discovery issues. All discovery issues need to be tendered, and I expect the state to have made an offer.
Okay, and so to correct that, Judge, I actually doubt we'll make an offer this week, but before the next setting, we will in fact.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Judge. Thank you.
Thank you. And make sure you have the acknowledgement of discovery on that day as well.
Okay, so that's July 12th.
Yes.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, here you are. Christopher Chandler. Christopher Chandler. Yes, Christopher Chandler?
Yes.
Yes. And counsel, if you'll go to the left, to my left, and your client in the center. Who's the prosecutor on Christopher?
It's me.
All right, thank you. All right, the court is calling 2022 CR 2006, State of Texas versus Christopher Chandler. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Brittany Starks.
For the defense?
Kirk Ramsey.
All right, and are you Mr. Chandler?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, I'm showing you the discovery acknowledgement. Have you received all the discovery in this case that you review with your client?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Chandler, I'm showing you what's entitled application for deferred education or community supervision. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Next, I'm showing you what's entitled true bill of indictment. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
Yes, Your Honor.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
Yes, Judge.
Mr. Chandler, I'm showing you what's entitled court admonishments and defendant's waivers and affidavit of admonitions. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
What you're charged with is evading arrest, detention with a vehicle. That's a third-degree felony. The range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 10 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea bargain agreement. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea bargain agreement and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you, and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state will call in the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by entering this plea bargain agreement, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea bargain agreement in this case?
Do what?
Did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea bargain agreement in this case?
Where's the jury trial process?
Yes. Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand that the court would grant your application for deferred adjudication if for any reason your deferred adjudication were revoked, the court could find you guilty, not grant you community supervision, and sentence you up to 10 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine? Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses to this offense?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
Yes.
Mr. Chandler, has anyone threatened, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No, ma'am.
Has anyone promised you anything other than the plea bargain agreement?
No, ma'am.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that the defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. I'm showing you the plea bargain page. Did you review that page with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
According to the plea bargain agreement, there's a $1,500 fine to be probated. State recommends deferred adjudication. State will take into consideration County Court Cause number 658-207, 658-208, and the state agrees to not pursue any state marijuana charges arising from this offense. Did you understand that to be the plea bargain agreement?
Yes, ma'am.
Defense is at the plea bargain agreement.
Yes, Your Honor.
State is at the plea bargain agreement.
Yes, Judge.
Next, I'm showing you the paragraph entitled waiver of appeal paragraph. Did you review that paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in both places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, are there any such motions?
No, Your Honor.
Next, I'm showing you outside the agreement. State is requesting that your deferred adjudication be for a term of 2 years. There'll be a TAP evaluation, 100 hours of community service restitution, and an aggressive driving course. Did you understand those are recommendations from the state, and the court does not have to follow those recommendations?
Yes, ma'am.
Then to the offenses charged in the indictment, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest.
State any evidence.
Yes, Judge. State offer states exhibit 1 in all attachments.
And
No
if your-
objection, Your Honor.
Mr. Chandler, I'm showing you what's entitled waiver and consent to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call in the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports? But most importantly, there will be no live testimony. Did you understand? The court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments and review the same. All right, after reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty. However, the court will defer finding of guilt as you applied for deferred adjudication. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Your Honor.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Judge, my client is young, he's articulate, he's a hard worker. He made him, I don't want to call it a mistake. I don't want to call it a mistake. I think he panicked in the situation. He's up for promotions at work. I think he's got a bright future and, looking forward to putting this behind him. He's, that's part of what I also want to address. If his supervisor's been let go, so he's in line potentially for that. And because of that, he works like 60 to 70 hours a week. And I would ask if he could pay off some or all of the community service hours so he can continue working. He has been.
What do you do for a living?
I'm an assistant manager at Jiffy Lube. My store manager, he was on parole and he had an issue with him moving and stuff like that. And he didn't aware the people on parole people about, so he got taken in. My assistant manager got moved up to store management position, and I'm getting moved up to assistant management position.
All right, why are you doing silly stuff?
I have no explanation for that, ma'am. I shouldn't be doing that.
And I'm assuming that necklace is the 10 Commandments.
Yes, ma'am.
So here's the thing. People always want to grab hold to the Bible, grab hold to the 10 Commandments, and then don't want to follow the rules. So don't be walking around with the Bible if you don't want to follow the rules. Don't be walking around with the 10 Commandments if you don't want to follow the rules.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, as far as having the gold 10 Commandments, I'm not an expert on the Bible. I don't know how people feel about that when you have the whole golden calf situation. But each time, since you're wearing the 10 Commandments, each time you think of doing something, you need to look at that and figure out if you're following the rules. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
And from here on out, probation in this court, anytime you do something, you know what the first question you should ask before you do it?
What was that, ma'am?
You should ask yourself whether or not what I'm about to do or the decision I'm about to make, whether or not it will result or could result in me going to prison for 10 years. You understand?
Yes, ma'am. I understand.
Do you have any children?
Oh, no, ma'am.
All right. Do you live alone?
I stay with my girlfriend.
All right. Does she have children?
She does.
What are their ages?
Her daughter just turned 3.
And how long, just as a side note for me, how long did she move in with her? How long did you know her before you moved in with her and her child?
I've known her since 2017. It was a point in time when we weren't together, and she moved states, and then she just recently came back last year. So I've been knowing her for a while.
But how long has it been since you all got in contact with each other before you moved in with her and her daughter?
When she just came back last year, around maybe 2 months prior to this month right now, she came back last year around, was it June, around April?
Okay. I ask these questions because too often I see people who have children who let some random guy move in, and then the next thing you know, there's a child protective services case. Don't be that person, okay?
No, oh, yes, ma'am, I won't.
All right, there's a $1,500 fine that's to be probated. 2 years deferred adjudication. Take in consideration county court cause number 658207, 658208. State agrees not to pursue any marijuana charges arising from March 22nd, 2021. There's to be 100 hours of community service restitution. 40 of those hours will be waived if you provide proof of COVID vaccination. The court is not requiring you to do COVID vaccination, but if you do, 40 of those hours will be waived. I'm going to ask for parenting classes. Once you complete the parenting classes, the remaining of those community service hours will be waived. The state is asking for an aggressive driving course. I really don't know what's taught in the aggressive driving course, because basically it seems like the rules of the road, you need to revisit those. And part of the rules of the road is police pull you over, pull over. And guess what? If you would have pulled over, you know what charges you would have pending? Those misdemeanor charges instead of felony charges. So I don't know what is the aggressive driving course gonna tell him?
Same thing you just basically said, Judge.
So there you go. I just gave you an aggressive driving course. Don't be Smokey and the Bandit. And if anyone who is in this courtroom has not seen Smokey and the Bandit, I'm highly disappointed in you. Brenna?
Sorry, Justin.
Oh my gosh. Either I'm aging myself or people here are just not They're not Renaissance people. Ernest, have you seen Smoking the Bandit?
I have.
Thank you.
I think we're thinking like 1979.
Yeah, there's no excuse. That's like saying you have not seen Wizard of Oz. I mean, it's a classic. All right, so I've given you your aggressive driving course. People pull you over, you need to pull over and stop. You understand? We'll do regular reporting by Zoom or in person. And if you're drug tested today, what are the results going to be?
Negative.
All right.
No, positive. I'm sorry.
Positive for
marijuana.
See? And how old are you?
23.
All right, I'm gonna want him tested for levels. Those levels need to start going down. And I hope and pray that nobody's smoking over a 3-year-old.
No, ma'am. When I do that, I take that on my own personal time. I don't do that around a child.
Yeah, but let me just tell you something I know, because I don't smoke anything. And when I'm around people and people have smoked cigarettes, I smell it. So I know that that child is smelling something she should not be smelling. And little children, they soak up everything. They soak up smells. And I'm sure she finds that smell very offensive. They soak up languages. They're just, think of a child as a sponge. And they just come into your life and everything that's being said and done, they pick up that, they internalize it and it stays with them. So there's going to be none of that anymore. You understand? And I'm going to want field visits 3 times per month. And I'm going to want that random. And please tell them to look and make sure there's nothing in that household that should not be in that household. You understand? And while you're on probation, I hope you know you're not allowed, and they'll tell you you're not allowed to drink alcohol at all. Do you understand? All right, proof of employment within 15 days. There's to be no employment as a home health care provider or with minors. Is there anything else he needs?
Your Honor, for the tested for the levels, can that happen within 24 hours?
Yes.
There's nothing else.
All right, is there anything else you need from the court in order to be successful?
I don't believe so, Your Honor.
No.
Well, do you not believe so, or do you know so?
I don't have anything now.
All right, show you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you sign it? Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand? All right, we can go off the record. You better be a good stepfather to that 3-year-old. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
And being a good stepfather is, you really should just be a good father, period, to her and treat her as though she's your own. You understand? All right, good luck to you. Judge, here are those dispositions. Sure. Thank you. You're welcome.
Burt Reynolds, Sally Field, and Jackie Gleason.
Thank you. But wait a minute, who was the guy who sang the song? You know, got a long time.
Jerry Reed, somebody like
Yes,
that?
Jerry Reed. He recently passed.
Oh, he did.
Yeah. Eric Johnson. If you can come forward, please. All right, and what is happening with this case?
Judge, this is our first appearance. I think I have all the discovery, but I'm not sure. I'm still working through that. I'm asking for a reset in this case. You may or may not know my wife and I got back-to-back COVID, which has put me quite a ways behind on some of this stuff. We've talked, I still need to look at some of that discovery to figure out how he wants to solve this case.
All right, and have you received an offer?
I have not, Judge. He doesn't know if he wants to do that or not.
All right. Oh, no, I require that the state give an offer in every case. So Mr. Eric Johnson, whether or not you take the state's offer or not, that's completely up to you. But I require that the state make an offer on every case. You understand? All right, Ms. Ferguson, can I have a 30-day reset on Eric Johnson? All right, we're gonna come back on July 11th.
And Judge, since they have to make an offer, that is not a final, no offer after that, correct?
No, they're gonna make the offer and then I give you a plea deadline date.
Right. So we can continue to just make sure.
Just one second, Miss, to the state. On Eric Johnson. Will you be able to tender an offer before July 11th?
Oh, yes.
Okay, so they're gonna give you an offer off docket before July 11th. Mr. Johnson, July 11th is gonna be your plea deadline date. So on that date, you need to let the court know whether or not you're accepting the state's offer. You understand? All right, they're gonna give you a reset form.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Yes, after you sign the reset form. David Rodriguez.
1977, Judge. I was off.
Thank you.
It's actually even older.
Well, you know, Ed Piker came up here and gave me everyone who was in that. Sally Field, by the way, he won an Oscar. But she didn't win it for smoking and banner, but she still won an Oscar. She should have won it for civil, which I know nobody's seen civil.
Get back noise, I got you.
Yeah, I'm like, so where are we on Mr. David Rodriguez?
Judge, this is the first time we've conferred. I've given the state some information about the complaint. I don't believe they've had contact. He's in jail, I believe. I think over the next couple of weeks, we're going to be able to figure out what the appropriate offer on this case will be.
All right, so has all the discovery been received?
Yeah, from the arrest, although that documentation is there, I think there are other things that might be relevant. We're discussing that as well.
So he gave me some information today. I'm gonna pull up all the prior reports that are associated with SAPD, and as well as I'm waiting on an updated criminal history to either confirm, to confirm whether the victim is actually in custody and where he's in custody for what he's in custody for. So I've emailed the investigator about this so far. I haven't received a response yet.
All right, so do we know if the complainant is in custody or we don't know?
I believe that they believe that he is. We're just, we're verifying that information, Judge. And because of that, we still have not had contact with him in order to discuss any potential plea bargains or dispositions on the case.
And defense, you gave the state some documentation?
Information, Judge. Yeah, it's hard. Just, I do believe he's in jail out of county somewhere, and I gave him that information so we can kind of get to the bottom of it.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, can we call Mr. Rodriguez for next month? All right. Just 1 second. No. 1 second. It's gonna have to be the 19th. So we're gonna come back on July 19th. And at that time, the state will make an offer. Will you be available, able to make an offer by that time?
At least we've had exercise due diligence and contact until yes, we'll be able to make an offer.
All right. We'll see you back on July 19th. Get a reset form from Ms. Ferguson.
Thank you, Judge.
Ralph Reyes. All right, court is calling.
Sorry.
Court is calling 2022 CR 1657, State of Texas versus Ralph Reyes. Could I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Laura Metzel.
For the defense?
Linda Corley.
All right, off the record for a moment. I have on the docketing sheet that there was a remand without bond for him. Does he have a warrant? Does he have a warrant? So. If you read what I wrote on April, I know you were not here.
Judge, I think there might have been a warrant out a while ago, but he's already bonded out.
Oh, he bonded out on the warrant?
Yeah, I think so. I'm shaking out the cobwebs.
Okay, all right, we're back on the record. In cause number 2022 CR 1657. Counsel, I'm showing you the discovery acknowledgement. Have you received all of the discovery in this case, and did you review it with your client?
Judge, I've signed the acknowledgement. I've received everything on the attached index, and I'm unaware of anything that's outstanding. I have discussed the evidence with my client.
All right, the court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Reyes, I'm showing you what's entitled application for deferred adjudication or community supervision. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it, and did you sign it?
Yes.
Next, I'm showing you the true bill of indictment. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
Yes, Your Honor.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Reyes, I'm show you what's titled court admonishments and defendants waivers and affidavit of admonition. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes.
Did you understand you're charged with possession of controlled substance, penalty group 1 gram and 4 grams? Did you understand that? So that's a third-degree felony. The range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 10 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes.
If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea bargain agreement. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea bargain agreement and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you, and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call, and the right to remain silent?
Yes.
Did you understand by entering this plea bargain agreement, you were giving up those rights?
Yes.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea bargain agreement in this case?
Yes.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses to this offense?
He has, Your Honor.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Reyes, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No.
Has anyone promised you anything other than the plea bargain agreement?
No.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Showing you the plea bargain page. Did you review that page with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes.
According to the plea bargain agreement, the state recommends deferred adjudication. They will take in consideration county court cause numbers 667-045, 667-046, grand jury number 763991, and there's to be restitution of $57 to the crime lab for testing. It also says to be determined to the community supervision office. So is the restitution amount $57?
$57, and I just didn't take that extra portion out, I'm sorry.
All right, so you understand that the restitution is to be $57 to the crime lab for testing?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand that to be the entirety of your plea bargain agreement?
Yes.
Defense, is that the plea bargain agreement?
It is, Your Honor.
State, is that the plea bargain
Yes,
agreement? Next, I'm showing you the paragraph entitled waiver of appeal paragraph. Did you review that paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in both places?
Yes.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes.
Counsel, have there been any such motions?
There have not.
Next, I'm showing you outside the plea bargain agreement, the state is requesting that your deferred adjudication be for a term of 2 years. There'll be a TAP evaluation, motion to destroy the firearm, and no firearm possession. Did you understand those are recommendations from the state, and the court does not have to follow those recommendations?
Yes.
Then to the offense is charged in the indictment, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest.
State any evidence.
At this time, we have receipts exhibit 1 and all attachments.
Any objections?
No objections.
Mr. Reyes, I'm showing you what's entitled waiving consent to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in all
Yes.
the appropriate places? Again,
Yes.
did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state will call, and the right to remain silent?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements, police reports, laboratory reports, But most importantly, there'll be no live testimony. Did you understand?
Yes.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept evidence into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments and review the same.
Yes.
All right, after reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty. However, the court will defer finding of guilt as you've applied for deferred adjudication. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Your Honor.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Judge, we would just request the court to follow the plea agreement.
All right. Mr. Reyes, if you drug tested today, what are the results going to be?
Positive.
And what are you going to be positive for?
Marijuana.
And what else?
That's it.
You're going to get drug tested today. So is that your story and that's what you're sticking with? Nothing else?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I'm going to want a drug test today. And if he
Yes.
tests,
You'll have alcohol and marijuana.
all right, who does alcohol like early in the morning? When did you last do alcohol?
Yesterday.
And what alcohol did you do?
Beer.
And what else?
That's it.
Do you have any children?
No, ma'am.
Who do you stay with?
My mom and my dad.
Are you employed?
Yes.
What do you do?
I cook.
Where do you cook?
Bud Jones.
I'm sorry, where?
Bud Jones.
What are you cooking?
Fish, steaks.
Would I think your food was tasty?
What?
You cook well?
Oh, yes.
All right, okay, he's not pretty sure about his own food. I don't know if I want to taste it now. I'm like, yeah, I don't know. Oh, how old are you?
21.
All right, you're 21 years old. You do have a felony now. It's time for you to start straightening up your life. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
And I'm gonna have him to continue to reside with his parents. Here's the thing, when you live with your parents, you're not an adult. You know why? Because you're not paying the bills. So your parents are paying for your food, your electricity, and everything else. So you need to follow the rules of their house. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
What's your work schedule?
Every day, from 9 in the morning to 4 o'clock.
All right, 4 p.m. every
Yes.
day?
Yes, ma'am.
What do you do in your off time? Like if I were to see you on a Saturday or Sunday, what would you be up to?
Probably at home watching a movie or out with my friends.
And who are these friends?
Co-workers.
Are these coworkers who smoke marijuana?
Rarely, somewhat, yes.
You know, I'm going to tell you what I tell other people, tell the truth and shame the devil, because I'm trying to figure out what you need in order to be successful, okay?
Yes.
This is why I asked you these questions, because there have been times where I've had to revoke people and send people to prison. I take no joy in doing that. So if I place you on probation, I want you to be successful at it.
Yes.
But if you're not honest with the court and you do something that maybe I could have helped you with, that's 100% on you. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
So how often are you smoking marijuana? And don't give me the, oh, once in a while, because if it was once in a while, surely you would have said, I want to be in court. I'm doing this plea. I know the day I'm going to do the plea on, so I'm not going to use any marijuana. So I'll come in the court plea.
Every other day.
All right. So we're going to get you some help for that because you're going to have to stop. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. This is what the court is going to do. Sentence you to 2 years deferred adjudication. Destroy firearms. And you know you can't possess any firearms. All right.
Okay. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Take into consideration the following cause number, county court cause number 667-045, 667-046, grand jury number 763991. I'm going to want a drug test today. If he's positive for more than marijuana and alcohol, I want to know immediately. So there's to be a drug test today. If negative, then I'm going to want a referral to felony drug court. And you need to be 100% honest with felony drug court. I know felony drug court is a difficult program, but you need someone to help you get your life in order so that you can make clear-headed decisions on what you want to do with the rest of your life. You're 21. If all goes well for you, you still have a lot of your life in front of you. But if you continue on this path and doing stupid things, you may cut your life short. Do you understand? So when you speak with felony drug court, you need to let them know that you're using marijuana every other day and you need help with that. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
And I know it's a difficult program, but they will give you the structure you need so you can get your life in order and so you can not appear before me unless you're saying, Judge, I'm graduating from felony drug court. Come to my graduation, which I will. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so I want a referral to felony drug court. If he's not accepted, which he should if he's honest, then I'm going to want a TAP evaluation. And with the TAP evaluation, because I guess you need that in order to place him in intensive outpatient treatment, regardless of what the TAP evaluation says, it's going to be intensive outpatient treatment to begin with. I'm going to want regular reporting by Zoom or in person. You're going to be on curfew. And I'm going to want you inside your parents' house or inside the yard. As we say in law school, the curtilage. Never thought I would get a chance to say that. In the curtilage, which is in the yard, all right? I'm going to want you there no later than 7 p.m. And I know you're like, I'm 21. But if you're in your house at 7 p.m., there's probably like 2% chance that something can go wrong for you on probation. You understand? I'm going to want field visits.
Judge,
Yes.
He has said he has a second job as well. Where do you work?
Oh, I work at a Wing Daddy's.
Wing Daddy's.
Oh, no, you can, I mean, the curfew will be extended, but only if you're at employment.
Oh, okay.
So you'll just need to give that to probation. What do you do at Wing Daddy's? Are you cooking the wings?
Yes.
Seasoning them?
Yes.
But I like those wings. Which wings do you recommend?
Tangosaurus.
Oh, okay. Is there some specific seasoning on that?
I don't know about the sauce, but I throw a lemon pepper on top after I toss them.
All right, if I go there and I have that, it's not any good, I'm gonna say, what? All right, so I'm gonna want field visits 2 times per month. The curfew at 7 p.m., the only exception for curfew is employment, and he'll have to provide proof of that. And there'll be proof of employment within 15 days. No employment as a home health care provider or with minors. And we'll do regular UAs. Well, I already said I want him tested for levels. So just once the levels are at 0 or negative, then we can go to regular UAs. So don't let those levels rise, you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Probation, is there anything else he needs?
No, Your Honor.
All right, is there anything else you need from the court in order to be successful?
Okay.
All right, I'm going to show you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you sign it?
Yes.
All right, because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, good luck to you. Remember what I said. You're living with your parents, so follow their rules. And
Yes,
help them
ma'am.
out around the house. Wash your dishes, wash some dishes. I know they probably have dishwashers now. We would have to wash dishes, clean some windows, surprise them, cook them a meal, cook them some wings or something, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, good luck to you.
Thank you.
All right, who are the parties on Prentice County?
And Jeff, can I have the
Yes.
license? Thank you.
Yes, Mr. Piper.
Sorry, Ed.
When I was talking to my client, he asked you if you might consider recalling. He just informed me after I've been sitting with him that he doesn't feel well and has a fever.
Oh, is this Mr. County?
No, Cardinals.
Okay, just give me a moment on that. All right, who are the attorneys on Prentice County? All right, so when do you want to recall them? All right, Mr. County? Your attorney is still in jury trial out of county. So we're gonna recall you back on June 23rd.
Okay.
All right, so just get a reset form from the coordinator. Don't let- All right. Carol? All right, Norman, he also has a motion to revoke. Doesn't county have a motion to revoke too? Yeah.
Like they did that one, and they continued, but then he had the answer because.
All right, and so Julie, has Cox filed a notice of retained counsel?
Yes.
All right.
Yes. Angel apologized because she thought she was.
Okay. Okay. Here's this. And this. Norma, on signs, on signs, that is going to, do I have a file on signs? On Mr. Signs, that's gonna have to be reset for a motion to revoke. So the 21st? All right, signs? Okay, so he needs an attorney appointed. Mhm. See that. Yes. Well, here's the thing. See if the attorney has any objection to going forward, because on Mr. Signs, the state was going to withdraw the motion if he was accepting felony drug court. And I received notice he wasn't accepting felony drug court because he said he had no drug problem. So just go ahead and just keep it on that date. And then, yeah, and then if the attorney wants more time, he can have more time. And then, Mr. Piker, your call.
It's Mr. Cardenas,
Okay.
Michael Edward.
Okay.
was trying to figure out what it was. She said she'd have bombed on it. Is that one?
So, Mr. Piper.
Say that again? No, I don't, because he wanted to say, well, if they send me back, can we do it on Zoom? So no, I don't. I thought maybe until he started pressuring me to do it on Zoom. And I thought, no, we're just slow down, dude. No, I don't.
Miss Ferguson and Cardenas, can we call this next week by Zoom? Yes. And Mr. Pike, if you could let the deputies know.
Yeah.
If you could let the deputies know.
I did already. And the DA.
Okay.
And your staff.
All right, thanks. And Nora, that can be by Zoom. Who's on Alessandro Calderon Martinez? Yes.
Just setting up for the intro.
Sure. Hi, good morning. It's always great seeing you.
Yes, it's been a long time. Good to see
Yes,
you.
and then in person too, it's like,
No.
yeah.
Good.
All right, have you spoken with the prosecutors? I have notes in my file. Have you spoken to the prosecutor?
The one I need to speak to is in Hawaii, so I was gonna ask the court for funds so I could go confer with him. If it's okay.
I will only give you funds if I'm allowed to go as well,
Deal.
and we'll take the interpreter.
That's a deal.
Oh, Brenda, of course, Brenda, that was a given.
I'm informed Marcus will be back on Tuesday. I don't know if we can recall for Tuesday.
Ms. Ferguson, can we recall Alessandro Calderon Martinez for Tuesday? All right, so we will be back on Tuesday. Mr. Calderon will be back on Tuesday.
Thank you.
All right, they're going to give you a reset.
Okay.
And that will be the 21st.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. Yes, most definitely.
How are you?
Great. My mom
How's
always
your mom?
asks, but
Yes, I was
she's
gonna
doing
ask.
great. She always asks about you.
Yes,
Yes.
oh, she's so sweet.
Oh, thanks.
I remember that's the sweetest thing that I had done, like talking to your mom in French. I was like,
Oh, you can say something in French. She'll hear you.
But she speaks French.
No.
She would love to.
I know. I'm going to work with her on that.
Please do.
Yeah, I took her to Paris and she really enjoyed it. So I'm trying to take her back. You can convince her, please go back.
Yes, and have you been to the Van Gogh exhibit?
No.
I went last evening. It is amazing. And they have some Edith Piaf songs singing in French accompanying the video. It's really good.
Okay, that's going to be on my list. I need to get, when's it in?
It's in like across 35 from the other side of the Pearl, but on the other side of 35, and it runs, I don't know, I guess every day.
Okay, I'm so gonna go.
Yes.
Because I see people, it just looks like you're like in the painting.
It makes you feel that you're inside the paintings and they're moving and they have music, beautiful classical music pieces. It's
All right, I'm gonna
amazing.
do that. I'm gonna put that on my schedule this weekend.
Please do. It's really good. I had never seen anything like that. And you hear Edith Piaf singing in other songs and classical music. So it's good. Yeah.
I'm gonna make sure it happens. Thank you so much. Please come back.
Good
anytime.
seeing you. Yes, of course.
All right.
I will fight to get back here.
Okay,
Every
thank you.
day.
Bye-bye. Au revoir.
Au revoir.
Yeah, it's all some.
Who's on Guadalupe Ortiz? Guadalupe Ortiz. Mhm. Yes. Okay. All right. No problem. Mr. Ortiz, can you unmute for me, please?
Can you hear me, Your Honor?
Yes, I can. Have you been interviewed for treatment?
I think so.
All right. We're gonna check and see what's the date they're gonna take you for treatment. Okay, just give us a moment. Thank you for your patience.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. All right, we can check on that. Who is here on Alessandro Calderon Martinez? And where is Mr. Calderon Martinez?
Judge, I want to make sure because his name is Eliseo Perez Rodriguez. Is that who you have?
I'm sorry?
The one that we just did with the interpreter, that was.
Okay, I don't know. Excuse me, what was the file back I just gave you? Did Calderon have 2 files or 1 file? Ah, okay. Thank you, Brenna.
He was raising his hand.
I was like, I have this second file.
What were y'all thinking? Okay. Let me look this.
See, Brenna, my mind is still trapped. What threw me off was Tony came up.
Yeah.
I was like, hey, yeah. All right, who's here on Eliseo Perez Rodriguez? You threw me off, Tony.
Yeah, I mean, you threw me off. I wasn't sure, like, okay, there's so many different names, subnames.
Oh, yes.
Your Honor, he is now in the process of being screened for the felony mental health docket.
Okay.
And so as we speak, 11 o'clock, they were going to do the screening. I received an email yesterday that the court was going to be notified. We were all notified.
Yes. Oh, he's just zoomed in. Or at least I have him zoomed in. And so they're going to speak to him. If you would like to, what I can do is we can have the computers on in back and you can go into the breakout room with the person who's going to interview him because they're supposed to interview him at 11.
Yes, and I spoke to them and he knows everything. And so it's not necessary for me to do that. He's aware of it.
Okay, sure. Ms. Ferguson, can I have a reset date on Elizondo Perez Rodriguez? That's the one they're doing the screening today. No, do a hard reset because he's just being interviewed for the mental health court. All right.
Or if you just want to do this time.
All right, she'll give you a reset form.
Yes,
So we'll be back on July 12th to see what the status is of that.
Yes, Ron.
So 9 months for ISF. Thank you.
Keith Leach, Kent Leach.
Yes, Judge, I represent Mr. Leach. Your Honor, the update on that is Marcus and I were conferring about that. Obviously, he's not here. I did not receive an email back from Marcus on a proposed possible plea agreement with the state. So we do have our medical records now. We did subpoena those records. We're just waiting for those to be provided to us by BAMC. So that's part of it's been cleared up, and I'm just waiting for Marcus to get back to him.
All right, so Marcus will be back on the 21st, so we'll recall it back on June 21st.
Yeah, June 21st?
Yes.
Yes.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, can you recall Mr. Leach for June 21st? All right, so Mr. Leach will be back on June 21st, and the prosecutor will be back on that time, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you for your patience. They're gonna give you a reset form.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Judge.
Mr. Elicio, we're just waiting for them to come interview you, so just give us a moment, okay? And to everyone on screen, I'm gonna open up breakout rooms, but do not go to a breakout room unless I specifically call you by name and assign you to a breakout room, okay? So don't go to a breakout room. All right, the party on Sarah Clements, please.
We're still trying to sort some
Okay.
issues out. Give me just 1 second.
All right, thank you. Guadalupe Ortiz.
Yes, Your Honor.
Just one moment. We're still trying to find what's happening with your case, okay?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you, whatever your probation out here in Bexar County, we're not supposed to.
Adrian, I'm gonna send you to breakout room #1.
Okay, ma'am.
And Mr. Elicio, if you go to breakout room #1, please. Norma, could you have a deputy help Mr. Elicio go to breakout room #1, please? Yes.
We can call them. They want to be punished for that, so I'm sure they're gonna come in. Say something to the guy.
Yes, but we don't have the interpreter here yet.
There's two sides to every story. Your guys on certainly is our system. It's gonna go after some of those.
You're supposed to get an interpreter. Yeah. Yes, but I don't know which interpreter. Where would I send it to? Okay, thank you. You've been doing great by yourself, yes.
Judge, did you still have it? Did you still have it?
For your ear. Did you,
Oh, yeah, I'm taking the medications for that.
did you know if you put garlic, the liquid pill, squeeze it, 2 of the little capsules in your ear, it'll dry it up like overnight.
Oh, let me put that down.
Yes.
Garlic capsules.
Yes, but make sure you get the unscented.
Okay.
If you do 2, but you gotta, make sure, so do it like when you lay down. Do it like morning and night, and it'll clear it up.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, okay. Because I'm telling you, these are horse pills that I'm taking.
Yeah, it's a 9-day difference for me, and I do it for my baby when he gets ear infection, instead of putting him on all the antibiotics.
Okay, awesome, I'm gonna do that.
No, it's not.
All right, thank you. All right, and then, Bashan, I'm gonna talk to her about Mr. Ortiz.
Yeah, so she really,
Excuse me, who are you here for? All right, just have a seat. Because the reason why they don't have an option yet, because we don't have a Spanish speaker in here for me to change it over. So tell them, have them come back to the main room, and then once we get the interpreter in, I'll switch it.
Morning, Judge. May I approach? I've got a file for you.
Oh, yeah.
It's an off-docket matter. Is that okay? We filed a motion a couple days ago on a request for travel. The prosecutor just signed off on it. She's okay with it, but I was wanting to see if Your Honor would might consider this, that my client go visit his grandma for 3 or 4 days.
Yes. Oh, okay, well, I just closed the breakout room, so I don't know. It's crazy today, but that's okay. Oh, yeah. All right, who's the prosecutor you spoke with?
Not Michael, but I can't remember her name off the top of my head, Judge. Look him up.
Michelle Hayden.
Yes. So you got someone, Michelle?
Yes, Adrian, do you need an interpreter or no?
Yes, Charlotte had scheduled one to be present in, for the Zoom for him.
All right, so just give me a moment. I'm gonna open up the breakout rooms, but I'm gonna turn you on. If you guys can step behind the line. Yeah, I'm gonna turn it, just remain in the main room. I'm gonna open up the breakout rooms again. Don't go in the breakout rooms because I'll have to turn on the interpretation button, and I can't do that until the interpreter comes in. So just give me.
Okay.
All right. All right, so of course, I don't know anything about the charges of this case. Is there any no contact that needs to be included, or?
Our victim doesn't live anywhere near there, so.
2 completely different states for which the state he will be visiting has nothing to do with the victim's residence, Judge.
Okay, so let me ask this. Is there any issue with him being around minors, unsupervised?
It's just a regular sexual assault case.
Okay. All right, there you go.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
That's all I got before you, Judge. May I be excused?
Yes.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, and we'll need Ms. Ferguson, we're gonna need another interpreter down to court. Yes. Yes. I'm sorry.
I know, and I didn't realize that until I was trying to schedule them for the bank. I was like, oh, on Monday, I have nothing on Monday. So like,
On that case, with the ice flow. We said like, okay. Yes. All right, Peter Ramjet. Okay, all right, thank you. Here we go. They're not ready. Ms. Abrams, when you finish, could you come up, please? Just whenever you finish. All right, thank you. All right, so on Mr. Ortiz, he's on the docket, and it really should be the treatment status.
Yes.
So we're around that.
Norma just asked me about it. I'm gonna check it. I will check right now.
Okay, no problem. Thank you. Yes.
You have time now. You had called me up on Sarah Clements earlier.
Okay, I gave the clerk the file.
Oh,
back,
okay.
So
That's okay. You
yes.
can put me back in line.
All
I
right.
got you on Sarah and on Daniel.
Miss Clements, Warren Wolf represents her. Oh, behind. Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Represents her on UUMB.
All right, just 1 second.
That way I'll put a name on it.
All right, Sarah Clemens. Okay. All right, so where are we on these cases? What's going on?
John Coons just got represented on the drug case. It's a 2020 offense date that was just indicted. So she was a pre-indictment fugitive. That's why she was taken into custody. She has made bond on the cases that Mr. Wolf represents her on, and she's been reporting to her bond company and doing everything she needs to. I've talked to the state. There's a unique situation with the detective that they need to reach out to as to why this case was filed. And so because of that, Brittany Sparks has agreed to a PR bond if the court is amenable to it on her new case.
All right, so y'all will need to file the motion and then we'll go from there.
Okay.
So if you all want to file that today, the court will take care of that today.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Ms. Ferguson?
And the client wanted to also bring her attention, she has a broken ankle. So I just wanted to let the court know, I don't know if there's anything.
I didn't bring my crutches, and last time they arrested me, they didn't give me any type of mobility.
Okay, all right. I need a reset date, 1 month.
I can do July.
All right, we'll see you all back on July 11th, and Ms. Clemens, as soon as that is done, if it's done today, then the court can take care of that today.
Okay, thank you.
All right. And to the deputy, she said she has a broken ankle.
She has one leg.
Yes, yeah, I know. So that's where we are.
Okay.
Yes.
And once we're done there, you'll come back.
Okay. Ms. Nero? Good morning or good afternoon.
Good morning.
All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to send you all to a breakout room. And I'll send you all to breakout room number 2. Ms. Ferguson, can you have someone move Mr. Elicio to breakout room number 2, please? All right, and then Ms. Darrow, once you finish interpreting, you can be excused from the breakout room. Thank you. All right, he's going to be sent. Ms. Nero, are you able to hear me? All right, so Ms. Nero, if you'll go to number 2. And Adrian, if you'll go back to breakout room number 2.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Welcome. All right, who are the party on Carlos Martinez? Yes, hello. Where's Mr. Carlos Martinez?
Martinez is right there.
All right. Brenna, are you ready?
I'm ready, Judge.
Court is calling 2020 CR 9620, State of Texas versus Carlos Martinez, and also 2022 CR 5934, State of Texas versus Carlos Martinez. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Brittany Sparks.
For the defense?
Gail Calderon.
And are you Mr. Martinez?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, in each of these cause numbers, I'm showing you what's entitled discovery acknowledgement. Have you received all the discovery and did you review those with your client?
Yes, Your Honor.
And each of the cause numbers, the court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Martinez, in cause number 2020 CR 9620, the court is showing you what's entitled application for community supervision. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Next, I'm showing you what's entitled true bill of indictment. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
Yes, Your Honor.
Stating cause number 2020 CR 9620, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
Yes, Judge.
And cause number 2022 CR 5934W, I'm showing you, Mr. Martinez, what is entitled application for community supervision. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes,
And
ma'am.
did you sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Next, I'm going to show you a document entitled waiver of indictment, reading of information and rights under Article 1.051 and 26.03 of the Code of Criminal Procedure. Did you review this document with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Off the record, counsel, how is your client pleading? Because that section is not filled out.
No contest, Your Honor.
All right, did you understand, back on the record, did you understand by signing that document, you're giving up certain rights you have and certain rights your attorney has? Namely, you're giving up the right to have a grand jury hear this case and indict it. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
You're giving up the rights for your attorney to be, to have 2 days from the presentation of the information and 10 days from the presentation of the information to prepare for trial. Did you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you understand by entering this plea bargaining agreement, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea bargaining agreement under that cause number?
Yes, ma'am.
Then the court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived indictment, reading of information, and rights under Article 1.051 and 26.03 of the Code of Criminal Procedure. In that cause number, I'm showing you what's entitled information. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the information?
Yes, Your Honor.
And each of the cause numbers, I'm showing you what's entitled court admonishments and defendant's waivers and affidavit of admonitions. Did you review those documents with your attorney?
Yes,
Did
ma'am.
you understand it? And did you cite it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
And cause number 2020 CR 9620, you're charged with felon in possession of firearm. And cause number 2022 CR 5934W, you're charged with the offense of possession of a controlled substance, penalty group 1, 1 gram to 4 grams. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Each of those causes, the range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 10 years in prison and up to $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
If you have a plea bargaining agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea bargaining agreement. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea bargaining agreement and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you, and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call in the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by entering the plea bargaining agreement in each of these cause numbers, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into plea bargaining agreements in each of these cause numbers?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, off the record for a moment. In cause number 2020 CR 9620, there's no agreement on punishment to be assessed.
Oh, sorry, Judge.
No problem.
Just put the 2 year, I forgot to put 2 years TC.
Thank you.
Sorry, Judge.
No problem. Hey, it's a Thursday, but it feels like it's a Monday times 10.
Yes.
All right, did you review those documents,
Yes, ma'am.
the plea bargaining agreements with your attorney? Did you understand them?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so I need to turn on the fan. It is hot in here. And I'm just gonna zip a little bit, it is hot. All right, according to the plea bargaining agreement, punishment is to be assessed at 2 years in the prison. There's $1,000 fine. State is recommending community supervision. These cause numbers will be running concurrently. Did you understand that to be the plea bargaining agreement?
Yes, ma'am.
Defense is at the plea bargaining agreement.
That is correct, Your Honor.
State is at the plea bargaining agreement.
Yes, Judge.
And each of the cause numbers, I'm showing you what's entitled waiver of appeal paragraph. Did you review that paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in both places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, have there been any such motions?
No, Your Honor.
Next, I'm showing you outside the plea bargaining agreement. The state is asking that your community supervision be for a term of 2 years. There be a TAP evaluation, 120 hours community service restitution, and the gang evaluation. Did you understand those are recommendations from the state, and the court does not have to follow those recommendations?
Yes, ma'am.
Then to the offenses charged in each of the indictments. Just one moment. All right, each of the cause numbers, counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses to the offense?
Yes, he has. Your
Do
Honor.
you believe he has a rational as well as a factual
I do.
understanding of the charges against him?
I believe that
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
Yes, Your
Mr. Martinez, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or forced you to enter the plea bargaining agreements? I'm sorry?
No, ma'am.
You need to speak up.
No, ma'am.
Has anyone promised you anything other than the plea bargaining agreement?
No, ma'am.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been
Yes, ma'am.
represented? Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, ma'am.
And each of the cause numbers, the court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to a jury trial. And in cause number 2020 CR 9620, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest, ma'am.
And in cause number 2022 CR 5934W, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest.
All right, state in each of the cause numbers, do you have any evidence to support the defendant's plea?
Yes, Judge, state offer states exhibit 1 and all attachments in both cost numbers.
All right, in each of the cause numbers, I'm showing you what's entitled waiver and consent to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Did you review those documents with your attorney? Did you understand them? Did you sign them in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call in the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there will be no live testimony? Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Then in each of the cause numbers, the court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments and review the same. Okay, we are off the record. Okay, and clause number 2020 in the indictment, I don't have the 2010 case that's in the indictment. It's a 2014 attachment.
Okay.
No problem.
Let me see if that one's up. For
All right, thank you. I can tell you what, I'm blaming it on whoever's in charge of the thermostat because it is hot in here.
It's just another judgment. Yes. Okay, Judge, we got lucky. It's there.
Thank you. All right, State, are you offering a supplement to the exhibits that were submitted?
Yes, Judge.
In defense, the supplement that's being admitted, that's being requested to be admitted.
The information.
Just 1 second.
Wait, Judge.
In our indictment, we have the 2010 case.
So this is 2010,
Uh-huh.
but the only thing I have are 2014.
Oh, you need the 2010.
Yes.
Okay.
All right, no problem. It happens.
I have that one too.
Okay, thank you. All right, so we're back on the record. So defense, in the indictment, the case that makes this a felon in possession of a weapon is 2010 CR 9100. State is seeking to supplement the stipulations to include that indictment. Any objections?
You have no objection.
All right. All right. In each of the cause numbers, the court will find there's sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and the court will find you guilty in each of the cause numbers. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Your Honor.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
No, we just request the court file the offer.
All right. Mr. Martinez, are you employed?
Self-employment,
Doing what?
construction.
All right, see, everybody comes with, I'm self-employed and I do constructions. When I was a brand new attorney, everybody worked at West Telemarketing. So here's the thing. If you are doing construction, you're really gonna have employment. The court is not gonna let you not have employment. You
That's
understand?
That's fine.
So what's your drug of choice?
Man,
All right, how often were you using before you were arrested?
like seldomly, like.
Now, don't do the seldom
occasionally,
thing.
like,
Don't do it seldom, don't do occasionally, and I'm not with you, so I don't know what
I'm being
you're
honest
getting.
with you, I'm being honest with
All
you.
right, so here's the
Every-
thing. One person at a time. Here's the thing. I don't know what your definition of seldom is. I don't know what your definition of occasionally is, because I'm not with you.
Okay,
So how often a day are you using drugs?
every other day.
Where are you living? Do you have a place to stay?
Right now, I'm staying with my mother because I'm taking care of her.
You can't take care of your mother if you're using drugs.
I mean, I just lost the mother of my children. I just lost her to COVID. So I mean, I was kind of like in a bad place, you know, and
No, here's the thing.
I know,
If you, did you call me mom? I'm not your mother. All right, so here's the thing. If you are using drugs, and if you've lost somebody, this is not like a soap opera. This is not Young and the Restless. Well, somebody dies, then people end up sleeping together, or somebody dies and people end up doing drugs. You understand? That's a time for you to step up to the plate. What I'm telling you is, you who are using drugs and are in the throes of your addiction are not a good provider for your mom. All you're doing is bringing trouble to your mom's doorstep. You understand? So do you have any children?
I have 3.
What are their ages?
23, 21, and 19.
All right. All right, this is what the court is going to do in each of the cause numbers. The court is sentencing you. Well, sorry, as previously stated, the court is finding you guilty in each of the cause numbers. In each of the cause numbers, the court will sentence you to 2 years in the prison, suspended and probated for 2 years. The cases will run concurrent with each other. There should be a gang evaluation. What gang are you a member of?
What I want.
All right, so we really don't need the gang evaluation. He says he's in a gang. So we need him on gang supervision. How old is your mom?
She's 64.
And what is her illness?
High blood pressure, diabetes.
Who else lives with her?
Nobody.
All right, she don't need you. I'm not gonna let you live with your mom. You need to get your own place because you're gonna be bringing trouble to her doorstep and she doesn't need that. Now, if she needs a ride somewhere, there's nothing worse than seeing somebody's mom or grandmother who's walking in San Antonio heat. So, and even then, you may bring trouble to her doorstep with a ride. So you're gonna see that she gets an Uber or something. You understand?
You're right.
All right, so we're gonna do gang supervision. We're gonna do the UA hotline with him. We'll do a TAP evaluation. And regardless of what the TAP evaluation results say, I'm gonna want intensive outpatient treatment. And you're gonna get a real job.
Yes.
None of this, I'm self-employed.
No, you're right.
You're gonna present a paycheck to probation, you understand?
What's that for?
So there's gonna be full employment within 15 days. And if you have to get 2 part-time jobs, you can, but for this court, full-time employment is at least 40 hours a week, you understand? There's to be no employment as a home healthcare provider or with minors. He is not allowed to reside with his mother, his grandmother. Probation, you understand that? All right. So not allowed to reside with any relative. I'm gonna want field visits 3 times per month, random. Probation is there, 120 hours of community service restitution. 40 of those hours will be waived if you provide proof of the COVID vaccination. The court is not requiring you to get COVID vaccination, but if you do, 40 of those hours will be waived. He's not allowed to buy out those hours. He must complete the rest of the hours. Is there anything else that he needs probation?
No, Your Honor.
All right, is there anything else you need from the court in order to be successful? All right, and each of these cause numbers, I'm going to show you what's entitled trial court certification of defendant's rights to appeal. Did you review these documents with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you sign it? I'm sorry?
Yes, ma'am, Monday review.
All right, because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand? And because this is a felony conviction in each one of these cause numbers, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. Do you understand? If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to your attorney, okay? All right, good luck to you, Mr. Martinez. Do better.
Thank you, Mr.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, you're welcome.
Can we be excused?
Yes. Just 1 moment. Okay. Probation on Mr. Carlos Martinez, that's going to be regular reporting.
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Hyatt, just have the clerks pull your file, and when we get to you, we will take that up. Is the interpreter here yet or no?
Next, I have to finish with Mr. Bennett first, and then we'll come to court.
All right.
Your Honor.
Yes.
On Ortiz, he's number 18 on the list. And they're waiting still on medical for dental.
All right, thank you. I'm sorry, did they give you a specific time maybe, or what they're?
They did not. They didn't.
All right, and what is he being transferred to?
Let me make sure.
I get, oh, wait a minute, I see it's Saturday. All right. Mr. Ortiz,
Yes, Your Honor.
I'm gonna call you back. They're waiting for Saturday. He had already been, I guess, considered for felony drug court and was not eligible. I think he was. All right, thank you. Can we get a 30-day reset on Mr. Ortiz? Ms. Ferguson? Sorry? Yes. Other sheet. All right. Mr. Ortiz, we're going to bring you back on July 28th. It won't show up in the system, but we will have it set on our end. The reason why it's not going to show up on the system is because if they're ready to transfer you and that shows up in the system, they won't transfer you. So I don't want that to stop. So we're going to see where we are on July 28th. If we're still in the same position, I'm going to do something else, okay?
Okay, Your Honor, is there a way I could just go to Saturday already?
That's what we're waiting for them to pick
Oh,
you up
okay.
and transfer, okay?
Okay, thank you, Your Honor. God bless you.
All right, thank you. God bless you too. All right, thank you. All right, who is on Fernando Menchaca? Yeah. All right, what is happening with Menchaca?
Judge, we had, all the paperwork is signed, we went through a hearing. But the judge would not sign off it because the state had not had the restitution.
All right, do we have a restitution amount?
Yes, 1,200.
All right, did you all put that in your agreement then? Or we can put it on the record?
Yes,
Yes, Judge, we put it on the record.
All right. All right, Brenda, are you ready?
yes.
Court is calling 2022 CR 3339 and 2022 CR 3336. State of Texas versus Fernando Menchaca. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Brittany Sparks.
For the defense?
Larry Mattis for the defendant.
And are you Mr. Menchaca?
Yes, ma'am.
Defense, I'm showing you the discovery acknowledgement in each of these cause numbers. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand? I'm sorry. Defense, I'm showing you the discovery acknowledgement in each of these cause numbers. Did you review the discovery with your client and did you receive all the discovery from the state?
Yes, I did, Judge.
And each of the cause numbers, the court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Menchaca, in each of these cause numbers, I'm showing you what's entitled application for deferred adjudication or community supervision. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Next, in each of the cause numbers, I'm showing you what's entitled true bill of indictment. Did you review those documents with your attorney? Did you understand them?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you sign them in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
I'm sorry, not sign in appropriate places. Brenda, it is just hot up here. It's like 90 degrees on the bench and then the light is hitting me. I'm so sorry, Mr. Menchaca. Did you review the indictments with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment in each of the cause numbers?
Yes, I do, Judge.
State in cause number 2022 CR 3336, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
Judge, I was not the original prosecutor, so I'm not 100% sure.
All right, it appears that you are.
Okay.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you. And in cause number 2022 CR 3339, state it appears that you're waiving count 1 and proceeding on count 2. Is that correct?
Yes, Judge.
Any objections?
No objection.
Mr. Menchaca, in each of these cause numbers, I'm showing you what's entitled court admonishments and defendants waivers and affidavit of admonitions. Did you review those documents with your attorney? Did you understand them? And did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
And cause number 2022 CR 3336, you're charged with the offense of burglary of a building with intent to commit theft. That's a state jail felony. The range of punishment is anywhere from 180 days up to 2 years in the state jail facility. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
And in cause number 2022 CR 3339, according, in count 2, you're charged with possession of a controlled substance, penalty for 1, 4 grams to 200 grams. That's a second degree felony. The range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 20 years in prison and up to $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
And each of the cause numbers, if you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea bargain agreement. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea bargain agreement and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
And each of the cause numbers, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call in the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by entering plea bargain agreements in each of these cause numbers, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into plea bargain agreements in this case?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand in each of these cause numbers, if I were to grant your application for deferred adjudication, if for any reason your deferred adjudication were revoked, the court could find you guilty, not grant you community supervision, and sentence you up to 20 years and a $10,000 fine in 2022 CR 3339, and up to 2 years in the state jail facility and a $10,000 fine in cause number 2022 CR 336. Did you understand?
Yes.
Counsel, in any of these cause numbers, has your client been able to provide you with defenses?
Yes, he has.
And each of the cause numbers, do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
Yes, Your Honor.
And each of the cause numbers, do you believe he's currently competent, was legally sane at the time of the
Yes.
offense?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Menchaca, in each of the cause numbers, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you into the plea?
No.
And each of the cause numbers, has anyone promised you anything other than the plea bargain agreement?
No.
And each of the cause numbers, are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes.
And each of the cause numbers, are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes.
And each of the cause numbers, the court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Each of the cause numbers, I'm showing you the plea bargain page. Did you review that page with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes.
And each of the cause numbers, the court is asking that your fine be assessed at $1,000. The cases ranking currently with each other. State is recommending deferred adjudication. They will take in consideration 2022 CR 3340, NIMAC number 663297, and there's to be restitution of how much to Boost Mobile?
$1,200.
All right, restitution of $1,200 to Boost Mobile. Did you understand that to be the plea bargain agreement?
Yes, ma'am.
Defense, is that the plea bargain agreement?
Yes, it is, Judge.
State, is that the plea bargain agreement?
Yes, Judge.
And each of the cause numbers, I'm showing you the waiver of appeal paragraph. Did you review that paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes.
Did you sign it in both places?
Yes.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Counselor, have there been any such motions?
No motions.
Outside the plea bargain agreement and each of the cause numbers, the state is requesting that your deferred adjudication be for a term of 5 years. There be a TAP evaluation, 150 hours community service restitution, and no contact with Boost Mobile or Reserve at Pecan Valley. And in cause number 2022 CR 3336, and actually, I think This should be in cause number 2022-3339. There's to be restitution for drug testing of $57 to SAPD. Did you understand those are recommendations from the state and the court does not have to follow those recommendations?
Yes.
Then in cause number 2022 CR 3339, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest to count two?
No contest.
And cause number 2022 CR 3336, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest.
State any evidence.
Yes, Judge, state office states exhibit 1 and all attachments and both cause numbers.
No objection.
Mr. Manchak, on each of the cause numbers, I'm showing you what's entitled waiving consent to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state will call and the right to remain silent?
Yes.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in each of these cause numbers through witnesses' statements, police reports, laboratory reports, but most importantly, there will be no live testimony. Did you understand?
Yes.
Each of the cause numbers, the court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments and review the same. After reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments in each of the cause numbers, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and the court will find you guilty. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Well, we have a plea agreement, Judge.
Yes. Are we proceeding with sentencing?
Yes.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
No.
All right, Mr. Menchaca. Do you have any children?
No.
How old are you?
20.
I'm sorry, what?
20.
All right, what do you do with your life other than break into Boost Mobile and do drugs?
I work like with the temp agency, and I try to work when they can even work,
Where do you live? Who do you live with? More important.
I'm staying with my cousin. Like me and him, we had an apartment together under his name, but I'm staying with him.
How often are you doing drugs?
Like every other day, I guess, kind of.
Okay. All right. This is what the court is going to do in each of the cause numbers. Court is going to sentence you to a $1,000 fine. That'll be probated. I'm sorry, do you have any children?
Oh, no.
Okay, that'll be a $1,000 fine probated. Each case will run concurrently with each other. Take in consideration 2022 CR 3340, night mag number 663297. There's restitution of $1,200 to Boost Mobile. There's to be no contact with Boost Mobile or reserve at Pecan Valley. $57 restitution for drug testing. I'm going to want a referral to felony drug court. He's to remain in custody until interviewed. Felony drug court will probably interview you sometime this week, at the latest next week. You understand? What's with that tattoo on the side of your face?
It's just a cross.
All right. There's to be regular reporting 150 hours of community service restitution. 40 of those hours will be waived if you provide proof of the COVID vaccination. Not requiring you to get the COVID vaccination, but if you do, 40 of those hours will be deducted. I'm going to want full-time employment within 30 days, no employment as a home health care provider or with minors. How far did you go in school?
10th grade.
Why?
Because they had sent me to alternative, and I felt like I wasn't getting the right amount of support I was getting from like a regular, like, you know, the regular school, then alternative, and I just was like, and I had just got out because I was in juvenile, and I was trying to catch up on my credits, and then like they had me in a credit retrieval class in a regular home campus, and they sent me to alternative, and they didn't have none of that, and they were trying to help me like move up, and then I was just like kind of just like give up, and I started working. I just got a job.
All right, I'm going to ask for a GED or some type of trade school. You need to do something with your life.
Could y'all be able to help me put me in a GED class? Or?
Yes, they're going to help you with that. And once he completes the GED class or gets some sort of certificate for trade school, then the remaining hours of the community service restitution will be waived. I'm going to want field visits, random, 2 times per month. If not accepted in felony drug court, then I'm going to want a TAP evaluation and follow recommendations, but we're going to start him out with intensive outpatient treatment. Probation, is there anything else that he needs? No. All right, is there anything else you need from the court in order to be successful?
I had a question about another charge. I had like a assault charge, but I don't know if you could like deal with it here or not. But
no, that's
No,
something your attorney will have to address.
Yeah, it's in county court 4, Judge.
All right, and they'll address it there, okay?
Yeah, and we're set on the 21st on that.
I'm sorry, what?
Did you add drug testing?
Just one moment. Thank you very much. We're going to do the UA hotline upon release. All right, Mr. Menchaca, is there anything else you need from the court in order to be successful?
What's a field visit?
Oh, that means, counsel, what that means is that they're going to be coming out of your house and making sure that everything is as it should be. I'm going to show you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, because this is a plea bargaining agreement, because I followed your plea bargaining agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, good luck to you. Probation will go over conditions with you.
So I just gotta wait for like that drug court thing.
Yes, they'll have it by next week.
Okay.
All right, to state on Sarah Clemens, did you all agree on a bond amount? No, but I still need an amount for a bond. Yeah, no. All right, and can I have Ms. Clemens come up, please? Say, do you have any objection to a $4,500 bond?
I don't think so, Judge. My computer just froze. So you can just let me double check.
All right, thank you. All right, Ms. Clemens, I'm gonna go over your magistrate's warnings with you. And cause number 2022 CR 4941. I don't know anything about your case. I only know what you're charged with. I'm just here to tell you what your rights are as it relates to that charge. Do you understand? All right, so you have a right to remain silent. You're charged with possession with intent to deliver a controlled substance, felony group 1, 4 grams to 200 grams. You have a right to have an attorney appointed to you or retained counsel. The court will know that you note that you have an attorney. If you cannot afford an attorney, what will end up happening if you'll be interviewed to see if you're indigent or not. If you have issues filling out the application, the clerk will help you fill that out, and then a determination will be made whether or not you qualify a court-appointed attorney. If a court-appointed attorney is appointed to you, they need to be in contact with you within 24 hours next business day. Do you understand? You have a right to have an attorney present with you. If you decide to do an interview with a police officer or any parties of the state, you may terminate that interview at any time. However, if you do interview with any other party, that can and may be used against you in any other trial proceeding. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
You'll be given a reasonable time to consult with your attorney. If you are foreign national, you have a right to have access to your consulate. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, do you understand all of these rights?
I do.
All right, do you wish to be interviewed for a court-appointed attorney?
We've been appointed. Your Honor.
Yes. So you do not, because you already have an attorney.
Right.
All right, your bond is going to be set at $1,600. I'm sorry, not $1,600, $4,500. And my understanding is that you both have agreed to a PR bond.
Yes, yes, Judge.
Okay. So I'll do a PR bond and waive fees. All right, I need you to sign this document. This is just stating that I've gone over your rights with you and you understand it. It's not an evidence of guilt. And if you could give that to the trust afterwards. All right, Manuel Martinez. And everyone, we're going to take our break at 12. Manuel Martinez. All right, court is calling 2021 CR 9658, State of Texas versus Manuel Martinez. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Michael Villarreal, the state.
For the defense?
Megan Enriquez on behalf of John Cruz for Manuel Martinez.
And are you Mr. Martinez?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Mr. Martinez, we're here for sentencing.
Well, there's an issue, Judge. So he was set originally for sentencing on May 19th, and the PSI wasn't complete, so they reset it to today, and the PSI is still not complete.
Okay, all right, probation, do you have an idea when the PSI will be complete on Mr. Martinez?
There wasn't a PSI tap referral done. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
No, there
Okay.
shouldn't yet.
All indications in our system say that you just needed maybe a criminal history. And the only criminal history he has is the instant offense. So there's not a PSI or a tap referral in the system for him to be completed. I sent you an email.
No, I have that. So does anybody want a pre-sentence report done?
Yes, Your Honor.
I don't need one, Judge, but I understand.
So when will that be done?
I can put the request in to be done ASAP since it was overlooked.
All right, thank you. Ms. Fergus, can I have a reset date for PSI on Martinez, please?
Next week on the 21st.
Well, no, will they have the PSI report done?
I'm sorry, I was talking to somebody.
Yeah.
So how long did you?
No, when will they have the PSI report done? That's the question. Hi, I'm gonna take you up
I
next.
think it's like the 30th.
All right, so we'll be back on June 30th. And how many witnesses do y'all have?
We just have one, Your Honor.
And Vic just has one.
Oh, and then plus the defendant, so 2 others.
All right, so that'll be at 9 a.m.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, Manuel Martinez is coming back on June 30th. Caroline.
I'm sorry, possibly 3, including him.
All right, we'll see you on June 30th.
Okay.
All right, who's the party here on Hector Laura Sanchez? All right, come forward. This is it?
Oh, this one?
Morning, Judge.
All right. So this is family violence.
Yes, Judge.
All right, what is happening with this case?
We have, this is our second setting, Judge. We've gotten a plea bargain.
Well, just 1 moment.
I'm
Rob.
sorry, excuse me.
All right, so we're not on the record. This is just me finding out from the attorney, what is the status of this case?
It's our second setting, Judge. We have an offer from the state. We're still working on them. I've explained it to the defendant. There is still, you have appointed a interpreter, Teresa Cole Davila. She could not be here today, Judge, but she will, in the very near future, schedule a Zoom to explain all of the information that I have given her in a flash drive. I will also schedule a Zoom, discuss the plea bargain in length, any defenses, and either prepare for trial or prepare for a plea.
All right, do you have all of the discovery?
I believe the prosecutors told me everything they have is on discovery, and I have everything that's on discovery.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, can I have a 30-day reset for Mr. Hector Laura Sanchez, please? All right, July 11 is going to be your plea deadline date.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Laura. So on that date, you need to let the court know whether or not you're accepting the state's plea offer. Okay. All right, thank you.
That's all we have, Your Honor. Maddie, excuse.
Yes.
Thank you, Judge.
Get a reset form.
Yes, ma'am.
Joshua Howard.
Maybe it's 2.
Yes, thank you so much. All right, who are the parties on Joshua Howard?
Ryan Gruber for the state.
All right, the court is calling 2021 CR 9762, State of Texas versus Joshua Wayne Howard. For the state,
Ryan Gruber.
for the defense.
Brian Kimbrough.
And are you Mr. Howard?
That's correct, Your Honor.
I'm showing you what's entitled motion to enter adjudication of guilt and revoke community supervision. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? Are you the same Joshua Wayne Howard who's placed on deferred adjudication in 2021 CR 9762 for the offense of possession of a controlled substance, penalty group 1, 4 grams to 200 grams on November 23rd, 2021 for a period of 3 years? Is that you?
Yes, ma'am.
State?
Violated condition number 1, that on or about the first day of April 2022 in Bexar County, Texas, the defendant Joshua Wayne Howard committed the offense of terroristic threat in violation of condition number 1.
How do you plead to that? True or not true?
True. We waive the remaining conditions, Your Honor.
Any objections to the state's waivers?
No objection.
Mr. Howard, did you understand by pleading true to violation of condition number 1, the court could find it true, grant the motion, find you guilty, not grant you community supervision, and sentence you up to 20 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine? Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to violation of condition number 1?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find violation of condition number 1 true. Is there an agreement?
Yes, sir, Judge. We'd ask that you enter an adjudication of guilt in Mr. Howard's case and revoke him and sentence him to 2 years TDC. In consideration for his plea to the case, we will TIC cause number 682216.
Is that the agreement?
That is, Your Honor, and we're asking the court to give him his back time.
All right, Mr. Howard, are you asking the court to follow that agreement?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you waiving your right to appeal?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, the court will follow the agreement, find you guilty, not grant you community supervision, sentence you to 2 years in the prison, give you credit for any time served. Taking consideration county court cause number 682216. Is there anything else from either side with regards to sentencing?
Nothing further, Your Honor.
Mr. Howard, I'm showing you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Because this is a plea bargaining agreement, because I followed your plea bargaining agreement, and because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Understood, Your Honor.
Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, good luck to you. Do better, Mr. Howard.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
You're welcome. Who are the parties on Angel Gonzalez? And where's Mr. Gonzalez? All right, I understand. All right, where are we on Mr. Gonzalez?
Judge, you just signed, I believe it was day before yesterday, an ex parte order for me that I need to follow up on. And I do believe that the state is still following up on some discovery issues.
Yes, Your Honor. Just in the last couple of weeks, the detective got a buckle from the defendant in this case to compare it to some items of evidence collected from the scene. They're also still looking into the defendant's cell phone download. I guess because there's a passcode, they're not sure how long it's going to take to get into that. So we do not anticipate this case being ready for trial within the next month or so.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, on Angel Gonzalez, can I have a 45-day reset, please? And it's for discovery.
Thank you, Judge. And I may have some more motions in the interim for you.
All right, we'll be back on August 11th. Make sure you get a reset form from Ms. Ferguson.
Thank you.
When I'm aware of the time, I'm just trying to clean up the box.
I didn't know if you said that, if you meant to say 12:30 or.
No. These are I'm just trying to clear that box out so they don't have to bring them back. Who are the parties on Esther Harrell? Harold Esther. All right, the court is calling 2021 CR 7572, State of Texas versus Esther Harrell. What is it? Is there an agreement on this? What are we doing?
Yes, there's an agreement. Because the recommendation was that he was going to stay on and do.
Okay. All right. Can I have parties announced for the record, please, for the state?
Yes, Ryan Gerber for the state of Texas.
For the defense?
Brandon Lopez for defense.
And are you Mr. Esther?
Yes.
Okay, everybody is modeling today. Are you Mr. Esther?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, I'm showing you what's entitled motion to revoke community supervision. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you the same Harold Floyd Esther who was placed on community supervision in 2021 CR 7572 for the offense of burglary of a building with intent to commit theft on August 30th, 2021 for a term of 2 years? Is that you?
Yes, ma'am.
State?
Violated condition number 1, on or about the 17th day of May 2022 in Bexar County, Texas. The defendant Harold Floyd Esther committed the offense of possession of a controlled substance in violation of condition number 1.
How do you plead to that? True or not true?
True.
We waive the remaining conditions.
Any objections to the state's waivers?
No, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Esther, did you understand by pleading true to violation of condition number 1, court could find it true, grant the motion, sentence you up to 2 years in the state jail facility and up to a $1,500 fine? Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to violation of condition number 1?
Yes.
Court will find violation of condition number 1 true. Is there an agreement?
There is, Judge. We'd ask the court to deny the motion to adjudicate, or I'm sorry, the motion to revoke, and to alter and amend his conditions to lifetime recovery inpatient program.
All right, are you asking me to follow that agreement?
And
yes,
I thought.
Yes, ma'am.
Judge, one small caveat. In addition, we will TIC the new night mag case that he just pled to, night mag number 662034.
Is there going to be lifetime recovery is going to be able to pick him up from the jail?
From jail, Your Honor. Yes. And I confirm that with probation.
All right, then what the court will do, deny the motion and alter and amend conditions to include lifetime recovery inpatient treatment program. The defendant is to be transferred from the Bexar County Jail by lifetime recovery only. And taking consideration night mag number 662034. Good luck to you, Mr. Harrell.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome. Court is calling 2017 CR 3892. State of Texas versus Rosemary Diaz. Who's here for Rosemary Diaz? Okay, why are we here? What is this about?
I'm sorry. Oh, it's a compliance hearing, Judge. She said some drug patches are coming back positive. He is denying any usage, Judge, and for the court's information, she did submit herself to a private follow-up test that we're waiting the results on.
All right, when are the results going to be back on the follow-up test?
Either tomorrow or Monday, from what my understanding is. She took it on this past Monday. Did you have the receipt if the court wants to see it?
No, your officer of court, Ms. Ferguson, on Rosemary Diaz. Can you put this towards the end of the, well, let me see. Can you put this in the last week? Because it should be in by, do you think it'll be in next week? Possibly. All right, so if you could put it at the end of June, please. All right, so we'll come back on June 30th to see the results of the half follicle.
And just one more thing, she would like to be drug tested through a UA, so the court would allow her this week and next week to be tested.
I'm still wearing the patches.
Yes.
Okay.
But she'd also like to submit to
If it would help
your analysis.
Okay.
every other week, UA and patch.
All right, probation. Are you able to do a UA on her today? All right, we'll do a UA today.
That'll, thank you, Judge. We
Thank
appreciate
you.
it.
Just get a reset form.
We will. Thank you, Judge.
All right, this is. All right, the court is only doing 4 more cases, Brenda, and then we're taking our break. We'll be back at 2. Okay. Fernando Rodriguez.
He's behind the wall, Your Honor. I've talked to the prosecutor, and he's reset to talk to his witnesses. I agree. Don't contest it.
All right, state, where are we on Fernando Rodriguez as far as, I see that he has, this, I know this is his first setting, but have you had a chance to talk to anyone or no?
We haven't, Judge. That's what we're going to reset to talk to our victims and to give Mr. Hayek an offer.
All right, Norma, on Fernando Rodriguez, can I have a 30-day reset? All right, we'll be back on July 11th.
Thank you, baby.
Yes, just get a reset form from Ms. Ferguson. Christopher Godey or Godoy. What is happening with this case?
Yes, Judge, I had given my proposed plea bargain offer to the state, and they want to call in the police officer and talk to him to see if they can go along with that.
All right, and why were you late for court? You?
I've been here all day.
No, because I called your name.
He did text me. I mean, I wasn't in here obviously, but he did text
No,
me
I
at about
called it.
10:30 and he was at the courthouse.
Yeah, I called the docket. He was not here at 9 o'clock. Here's the thing, if you're late again.
I was told to be here at
Yeah.
11.
Judge, that's probably my fault because the notice that I got said 11. So I told him, I guess she's like staggering her docket and
No.
that was my fault.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, so it's 9 o'clock, okay? All right. So where are you with discovery and everything from the state?
I believe I have everything, Judge.
And has the state given you an offer?
They need to talk to the police officer first before they can kind of consider what I've proposed.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, and I have a 30-day reset on Christopher Godoy. All right, July 11th, Ms.
Okay.
Ferguson will give you a reset form. Who are the parties on Peter Ramjet? All right, so you can come forward. Court is calling 2018 CR 12680, State of Texas versus Peter Ramjet. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state,
Michael Villarreal for the state.
for the defense?
Mary Peterzak for the defense, Judge.
And are you Peter Anthony Ramjet?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, I'm going to show you what's entitled motion to enter adjudication of guilt and revoke community supervision. First amended motion to enter adjudication of guilt and revoke community supervision. And second amended motion to enter adjudication of guilt and revoke community supervision. Did you review those documents with your attorney? Did you understand them?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you the same Peter Anthony Ramjet who was placed on deferred adjudication in 2018 CR 12680 for the offense of tampering with the government record on August 19, 2019 for a period of 2 years and extended for a total of 1 year? Is that you?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, state.
Violated condition number 1, on or about the 8th day of May 2022 in Bear County, Texas. The defendant, Peter Anthony Ramjet, committed the offense of possession of controlled substance in violation of condition number 1.
How do you please say true or not true?
True.
State.
I think we waive the remaining.
Any objections to the state's waiver?
No objections, Your Honor.
Mr. Ramjet, did you understand by pleading true to violation of condition number 1, the court could find it true, grant the motion, find you guilty, not grant you community supervision, and sentence you up to 10 years in the prison and up to $10,000 fine? Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to violation of condition number 1?
Yes. Yes,
Court
ma'am.
will find violation of condition number 1 true. Is there an agreement?
Yes, Your Honor. The agreements to grant the state's motion, enter an adjudication of guilt, and assess punishment of 3 years confinement in the Texas Department of Criminal Justice. And the state's going to take into consideration NIGHTMAC cause number 660921 and grand jury cause number 748489.
Is that the agreement?
Yes, Your Honor, that is the agreement. We asked that the court honor that agreement.
Mr. Ramjet, are you asking that the court follow that agreement?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you waiving your right to appeal?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will follow your agreement. The court is finding violation of condition number 1 true. The court will find you guilty, not grant you community supervision, sentence you to 3 years in the prison, give you credit for any time served, take in consideration NIGHTMAC number 660921 and grand jury number 748489. Showing you what's entitled trial court certification of defendant's rights to appeal. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
And because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, good luck to you.
Thank you.
Hey, you're getting to the point where there's more of your life behind you than in front of you. You got to do better, all right?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, good luck to you. Thank you, Peter Zach. All right, who's here on Maggie Watkins? What is happening with this case?
Your Honor, I confirmed with the state, we got an offer at this time. She's considering it, and there's some work that we got to do on our end, and we're just asking for 30 days.
All right. Ms. Watkins,
I didn't hear that.
your counsel is asking for a 30-day reset.
Ma'am, I got 3 great kids.
Mhm.
And 30 days is when I get out the box.
I'm sorry, what?
I was a community service, but to take my kids from my daughter.
Mhm.
30 days, we think time to give that them. They try to offer me a year.
No. Here's the thing. The way the law works is that I am not, and the way the rules of evidence work is, I don't get in between you and your attorney's negotiation. So I don't want to
I
know
didn't
what
ask
the,
for 30 days. He said a couple of weeks.
here's the thing. I don't know what the negotiation is between your attorney and the state. So what I can do, Mr. Acevedo, I can give them, no, it's not Acevedo. Why am I calling you Acevedo?
I think the answer is clear, Your Honor.
Yeah, but there have been so many Acevedos coming in. I'm sorry, Brandon Lopez. It is Brandon Lopez. But every time I see him, you know who I see? I see all of his children. He's putting together a basketball team. I think you have enough for a basketball team.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, you have a basketball team. I mean, there's nobody gonna sit on the bench, so everybody's gonna be a superstar.
Yeah, both sides.
Yeah. So here's the thing. I can recall it in 2 weeks if you want to recall it in 2 weeks.
If that's my final, we can do that.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, can I have a 2-week reset on Ms. Watkins?
That should work. Thank you.
All right, we'll see you back on
Thank you,
June
Judge.
30th at 9 a.m. All right, at this time, the court is going to take its break and we will be back at 2 p.m. Thank you. And is there anyone over the box who's waiting for their attorneys to appear?
I got this, Mr. Lee.
No, I mean people who have people in the box and their attorney is not here. I don't have the court's file.
It's a nightmare. You might need to set it for on.
All right, so he can come back on a different day. Whenever your, who's Sky?
Yeah.
All right, whenever your attorney wants that set, the court is here from 9 to 5, Monday through Friday. We're willing to hear it, but your attorney's not here, so it's gonna be recalled. Who else? Okay. All right. All right, then everyone else will be back at 2 p.m. And where is,
Mr. Matthews is waiting on Michael Sawyer.
okay. All right, we'll need him to come back.
Your Honor, the UA on Diaz came back negative.
Okay, all right, thank you. All right, so we're gonna be back at 2 p.m.